One Neosho County, Kansas commissioner is begging his fellow commissioners to reconsider a county mask mandate. You'll learn why coming up.
Plus, an eviction moratorium is set to expire at the end of the year. We'll look at how that's already impacting one local organization.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
Mask mandates continue to be a topic of contention here in the four-state area, and the conversation is heating up in Neosho County, Kansas. This is KOAM News at 10. One Neosho County commissioner is begging his fellow commissioners to get on board with a mask mandate after warnings from a local hospital. KOAM's Mike Mahoney spoke to commissioners on both sides of the debate to learn more.
The chief of emergency medicine at Neosho Memorial, who also happens to be the Neosho County Health Department director, is sounding the alarm.
We're in a situation now where our hospital's pretty much full, or has been pretty full most of the time, and we're having a real hard time getting people transferred out that need critical care.
The situation at this Chanute hospital is why Dr. Kieser and his fellow doctors are begging Neosho County commissioners to opt back into the state mask mandate. Commissioner David Orr agrees with the doctors, but his fellow commissioners do not.
So to me, it's a cut and dry thing. To me, as commissioners, don't have an option the only option is to jump into the governor's mandate. We are now, I don't know, about 800 and some people. We're at 3 deaths.
Some people in the county are upset with the commissioners who are keeping the county out of the state mask mandate and have even taken to shaming them with billboards. I reached out to both those commissioners and received a response from Commissioner Gail Klassen, who says, "My duties as commissioner are to make decisions that will promote both the health and socioeconomic well-being of the community." While there was an early KU study from June to August that appeared to indicate mask mandates had a positive impact, I have concerns that current data does not reflect this. Commissioner Orr says his term will soon be up, but he won't be letting this issue go and hopes county residents who agree with him won't as well.
I vowed to keep on coming at them till hell freezes over. Until I go out the door. I go out the door sometime in January, and I'm not going to give up.
In Chanute, Kansas, Mike Mahoney, KOAM News.
You can read Commissioner Klassen's entire statement in this story on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. An eviction moratorium put in place by the CDC is set to expire at the end of the year. The moratorium temporarily stopped evictions for people who were behind on rent, who had been impacted by COVID-19 and met certain criteria. It was designed to keep people from becoming homeless or having to enter shelter facilities, which could have increased the risk of spreading COVID-19. Tenants are still required to pay rent and follow all the terms of their lease agreement. But the moratorium would stop landlords from evicting you if you were behind and met the criteria. Many have turned to places like the Economic Security Corporation in Joplin for assistance.
I worry about being overwhelmed with requests. We've had requests since March, since the pandemic really took hold in the community, but the funds are limited. If they have a need, they need to reach out now to see if they, even qualify for what we have.
To see if you qualify for assistance from the Economic Security Corporation, we've put contact information on our website. Again, that's KOAMnewsnow.com. The Consumer Council of Missouri has filed a motion with the State Public Service Commission, or PSC, for an emergency order to create a winter utility disconnection moratorium. PSC has posted notice of the motion and shortened the time for responses. Action by the Public Service Commissioners is expected by December 16th. Joplin Health Department says it's now recorded 71 total COVID-19 related deaths, and this comes after the death of a 77-year-old man. Doug Heddy joining us now with our first look at weather. Amazing, unusual, I'll take it.
Yeah, it was fantastic for us today as we went into the mid-60s. Kind of a cool start at 40 this morning, and then 66 for a high. Look at our average high, it's 48 degrees, actually not far off from the record of 71 set back in 1993. Clear skies outside. We're going to have clear skies throughout the overnight hours for us tonight. We do have a storm system, actually 2 out across parts of California and into the Pacific Northwest, and these will start to affect us as we head into the weekend. For us now, most of us in that kind of 40 to 45 degree range. I think most of us tonight 38 to about 40, 50 by 9, 67 by noon, and a high temp of 72 degrees during the afternoon. So fantastic day. Of course, it takes a turn for the worse. We'll look at that here in a bit.
Always does, right? All right.
Always does.
Always does. Okay, thank you. The Bourbon County attorney is facing a disciplinary hearing this week over allegations that she lied in court and crossed other ethical boundaries to obtain convictions when she was the Shawnee County prosecutor. Jackie Sprodling is accused of showing a lack of competence, candor, and fairness in 2 cases she prosecuted. You can read more about this case on our website, again, KOAMnewsnow.com. Joplin Police Department is releasing 2 new surveillance photos of a robbery that happened at Southwest Missouri Bank over the weekend. Authorities say this suspect robbed the SMB on Saturday, then ran away. Now, if you have any information about the suspect, you are being asked to contact the Joplin Police Department. Kansas Department of Health and Environment has issued a boil water advisory for Caney, Kansas, over in Montgomery County. This advisory is not related to COVID-19, officials say. The advisory will remain in effect until the conditions that place the system at risk of bacterial contamination are resolved. KDHE issued the advisory because of a loss of water pressure to a water main break. The man who was instrumental in the creation of Neosho's Crowder College has passed away. James Tatum passed away yesterday at his home in Pineville, Missouri. Back in the 60s, he helped author legislation creating community colleges in Missouri and bought 600 acres of land from the federal government for Crowder College. It opened in 1963. James Tatum was 95. A local police department is trying to cut down on thefts and shoplifting this holiday season. The Parsons, Kansas PD is starting Operation Santa Wash. The program starts this Friday and will have officers do patrols in store parking lots and do walkthroughs to try and prevent shoplifting and thefts from cars. A local business owner thinks it's a good idea and is excited for it to start.
Like I said, I just don't want to take away from the necessary stuff that goes on day by day. But I do think it's a good idea, and I'm kind of excited to see how it works.
The program runs through December 31st. Last year, there were more than 500 theft or shoplifting incidents in Parsons. Still ahead, the federal government says Facebook needs to sell off Instagram and WhatsApp, and they're taking the whole issue to court. Plus, a new EPA rule that could make limiting air pollution harder. And later, one of the best coaches in Missouri high school football history earns his place in the State Hall of Fame. Facebook calls twin antitrust lawsuits filed against the tech giant today revisionist history. If successful, the lawsuits could lead to Facebook selling 2 of its most popular assets. Chris Martinez reports now from Los Angeles.
Federal regulators are looking to break up Facebook. The Federal Trade Commission filed an antitrust lawsuit asking a court to force the tech giant to sell some of its popular assets, including Instagram and WhatsApp.
These applications, the lawsuit alleges, give Facebook an unfair competitive advantage in the social marketplace.
New York's Attorney General announced a separate lawsuit on behalf of 48 states and districts accusing Facebook of unfairly eliminating its competition.
Facebook has used its dominance and monopoly power to crush smaller rivals and snuff out competition.
Facebook became the second big tech company to face an antitrust lawsuit this year. The Justice Department sued Google in October, alleging its dominance in online searches stifles competition and harms consumers. In a statement, Facebook pointed out that the FTC approved the 2012 purchase of Instagram and the 2014 purchase of WhatsApp, and accuses the government of wanting a do-over with no regard for the impact that precedent would have. In leaked audio of a July meeting published by The Verge in October, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg told employees he would push back against a plan to break up big tech companies.
At the end of the day, if someone's going to try to threaten something that existential, you go to the mat and you fight.
Facebook says it's now reviewing the complaints. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
In a follow-up statement, Facebook called the lawsuits revisionist history and says Instagram and WhatsApp became the products they are today because of Facebook's investment. Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, and South Dakota are the only 4 states not participating in the lawsuit. The White House is changing the nation's environmental regulations in the waning days of the Trump presidency. Today, it finalized a rule that could prevent the Environmental Protection Agency from passing stronger measures to fight air pollution and climate change. The rule would require a cost and benefit analysis of any future change under the Clean Air Act, even if the environmental impact outweighs the potential economic one. The new rule would also prevent scientists from presenting secondary benefits of any proposed policy change, which means those extra benefits would not even be considered when deciding whether to adopt new policies. EPA Administrator Andrew Wheeler says the new rule will ensure consistency when analyzing costs and benefits of new policies, but a leader of the Union of Concerned Scientists, a nonprofit advocacy group, says change aims to rig future policies in favor of polluters. Environmental groups are calling on President-elect Joe Biden to reverse the new rules when he takes office. Doug Heddy is up next with his complete 7-day forecast. And a little later on KOAM News at 10, John Roderick is one of the best high school football coaches in Missouri history, and now he's taking his place in the State Hall of Fame.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a great Wednesday for us today. Again, we have mostly sunny skies, and again, temperatures warmer than what we had the day previous. And still, we have clear skies across the region. Great time-lapse Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Of course, Indigo Sky is on the outskirts of Seneca, Missouri. But look at our temps. We're going to go back 10 days. So last Monday, 42. Look at our average high at the top of the screen is 48. Then we jumped into the 50s and then cooled back down. But since the weekend, we've had really good weather. It was 56 Saturday, 57 yesterday, and then 66 for us today. And we're going to get even warmer by the time we head into tomorrow. So another great Thursday. Rain moves in Friday. Rain and snow chances as we head into the weekend. Of course, you can always get my long-range forecast on my month-long blog. That is KOAMNewsNow.com. Look at our highs today. Mid to upper 60s to near 70 in our western counties. So pretty really amazing temperatures. It's cold now. It's not cold, but it's cold. Upper 30s to low to mid 40s across the region. And I think most of us will kind of sit in that 38 to about 40 degree range later on tonight. 46 in Joplin, south winds at about 6, humidity is at 61%. We have clear skies across the region, and we're going to have clear skies throughout the overnight hours tonight. Now, there are going to be some northern lights going on, and it's very rare for us to be able to see them. The chances are not good, but we do have clear skies, and every now and then you can see a little glimpse on the low horizon, and that's what we're going to have tonight. So if you wake up, can't sleep, might as well try to see if you can check it out. Out to the western third of the country, first system now pulling through Baja, California, moving into Arizona. A second system behind it, that's going to be the main system that kind of kicks all this stuff out as we work through about the next 3 or 4 days. At least tonight, clear skies, upper 30s. As we head into tomorrow, a fantastic day. In fact, we're going to press record highs, 68 by noon, high temp of 73 during the afternoon. Clouds increase tomorrow night. Rain increases Friday morning. We have a front that's going to be draped right along I-44 and just kind of hang out. So rain throughout the daytime hours on Friday. South of I-44 will be in the 50s. North of I-44, we're going to be into the 40s. As we go into Friday night, just light showers across the region. And then Saturday, on the back side of the system, we may get some flakes mixing in, so maybe a little rain-snow mix. This system moves by, but there's another one right behind it. You can see by Sunday morning, snow increasing out to our west. Most of this slides just south of us, but if we can get it to just inch, 25 or 50 miles farther north, we could get a pretty good snow on Sunday. So that's something I'm going to be watching closely as well. So 2 systems, one on Friday into Saturday, a second one on Sunday. But the first one, best chances for snow, or at least accumulating snow, mainly stays to our north and our far northwestern counties. Don't worry about that yet. Enjoy tomorrow. 72, mostly sunny skies, 54 rain on Friday, and we don't get out of the 30s on the weekend.
Yeah, don't worry about that other stuff, right?
Nope. No need.
Doug, thanks as always. Hey, a Pittsburgh man took it upon himself to make things a little more cheery and bright. Kelly Williams, he's the owner of Pittsburgh Painting, got to work this year decorating 60 yards in the area around Quincy and the bypass. He said he enjoyed doing it and would now like to be referred to as his new name.
I would love to be known as the Christmas light guy, you know. I mean, I would love to be a part of this every year, you know, put Pittsburgh on the map, you know.
Looks awesome. We're going to give you an extended look at the lights here in a bit. Still ahead, Webb City football coach John Roderick is set to take his place as one of the best high school football coaches in state history. We're going to hear from a couple of his former players who say it's not just ability to produce wins that makes him a Hall of Famer.
Tonight is the opening night of the Lady Eagle Classic at Joplin High School. Kicking things off this evening, Carthage hits the floor against McDonald County. Carthage off to a pretty good start this year, 3-1 through 4 games. Kiana Yates, nice look ahead to Haley Fullerton for the finish. Then it's Yates doing it herself. Kiana Yates, 15 points tonight. Into the first quarter, Megan Elwood turns and scores at the buzzer. Carthage, though, up 9 going to the second quarter. Brenna Ream all alone there for the easy 2. Tigers extend the lead to 17 at half. They closed it out in the second half. Sophie Shannon, then Fullerton, corner 3. Game high 16 points tonight for Haley Fullerton. Finally, it's Landry Cochran for 3. Carthage tops McDonald County tonight 61-31. The only other game tonight, tournament host Joplin faces Mount Vernon. Ellie Johnston, really good tonight for Mount Vernon. Gets the steal off the window for 2. Johnston stepping back this time, hits the 3 from the right side. Good start for the Mountaineers. Johnston finished with a game high 25. Other end, Emma Floyd going to work for Joplin. Gets it to go with the left. Eagles within 4 after 1, but Mount Vernon would run away after that. Lacey Stokes, future Missouri Southern Lion. Nobody steps in front of her. Stokes added 13 tonight. Mount Vernon over Joplin this evening, 54-12. Webb City head football coach John Roderick is headed to the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame. We caught up with Roderick and some of his former players as he prepares to take his place in Missouri sports history.
John Roderick undoubtedly has a Hall of Fame resume. He's led Webb City to 12 state championships, 21 consecutive district titles, and has won 91% of his games in 24 years.
It's so much more than just just winning games and having that kind of success on the field. It's so much more about the relationships with the players.
We really want to succeed and just play better for him, and not even for ourselves and our teammates, but I think that's what really separates him and makes him such a great coach.
His impact, though, goes beyond the scoreboard, resonating from Webb City, Missouri, all the way to the NFL.
Every time I lose a block or something, not every time, but sometimes it'll pop in my head like, dang, Coach Rod would be ripping me right now. I got to get that done. I got to get this going.
Roderick credits his coaches and players for the success of the Webb City football program.
You don't get anywhere by yourself, I always think about our coaches that we've had through this program for the years that I've been here. I think about the unbelievable players.
He always, talks about he's got these citizens, great players, yada, 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 and stuff like that. Winning and all that has to go back to, Coach Rod's character. It's easy to go out and, like I said, play as hard as you can, do all those things when you're playing for a man that cares for you and cares about everybody around you so much.
It was definitely much easier just knowing you had somebody like that behind you in your back, knowing that he was going to make all the right decisions for you and put you in the best position to win.
He enters the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame for his success on the field, but to former players, the man off the field made an even bigger difference.
He was always there for me no matter whenever I needed him, all the way from pee-wee all the way up until I was a senior. He still checks up on me. He's a wonderful man. He's an awesome person, and to be honest, he's been one of my father figures my entire life.
Roderick and the rest of the 2021 Missouri Sports Hall of Fame class will be inducted on January 31st. And that's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran, Private Roland Peak. The Girard, Kansas native served in the U.S. Army during World War I, and we are proud to salute Private Roland Peak. He's tonight's four-state hero. Now, to learn more about all of our four-state heroes, or if you'd like to nominate your own, just head on over to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com, and submit it there. 45-year-old coronavirus survivor in New York is making it his mission to personally thank the 116 healthcare workers involved in saving his life. When Jeff Gerson awoke from a month-long coma, his first thought was about the doctors, nurses, and respiratory therapists who kept him alive. It was no easy project, however. Gerson had to scour insurance reports, use his MyChart app. There was one doctor he couldn't reach, though. Sidney Merle, who fell ill himself from COVID-19 and passed away. So, Gerson reached out to the doctor's wife and daughter to thank them. Kirsten has told his caregivers that they should continue being strong heroes and that they will forever have his gratitude. An amazing story to end the night tonight. Yes, something to celebrate, no doubt. Doug, you want to go swimming tomorrow?
It's almost warm enough. Temperatures are going to be into the low, even mid 70s in our western counties. Near record highs across the region, but enjoy it. We're going to have plenty of sunshine because rain starts to work in late tomorrow night into Friday, and then we don't even get out of the 30s for the weekend. We have rain, snow mixed Saturday, and even a little bit of light snow on Sunday.
All right, thanks so much for joining us. We're going to leave you with another look at all the Christmas lights along the bypass and Quincy in Pittsburgh. We'll see you tomorrow.